getting numbers thick and fast at the moment from Tripura. And at the moment, the BJP has built a big lead, and this is postal ballots, but the BJP builds a big lead in the early trends in Tripura. They're leading at the moment in as many as 16 along with their ally, 14 to the BJP and the 2 to the IPFT. But the Tripura Mota is also opening its account as per the postal ballots, leading in 3. The Tripura Mota is the party of the tribal areas set up by Pradyut Dev Burman, a former president of the Tripura Congress. But therefore, if these numbers hold, well, the BJP could be creating a slice of history. 5 years ago, they won Tripura for the first time. Now, if these numbers hold, they would be retaining Tripura. And that would be huge, because much like Manipur, this would become a big breakthrough again for the BJP to show this was not just a one-off fluke. They are very much the party to look out for. So, I think you've got the BJP, which has already bagged 1 seat, as you said, Preeti, because one in Nagaland, which was uncontested. But
so
16 to 4 is a big lead, and the left Congress hasn't opened their account. If you had seen these numbers 10 years ago, you wouldn't have believed them. But India's map has changed, and Tripura is reflecting
so has
this
the
changing
politics.
map.
And I want to bring in Kaushik there as we... good morning, Rahul. We also have Rahul Kanwar, who's joining us this
Look at how Rahul Kanwar is dressed. Look at the lovely
pink of him.
You see, this is the point. You see, Rahul always comes dressed perfectly. That's why he was taking
what's
time.
Wrong with me? What is
He started in the dressing room at 7:30. He's taken him 40 minutes. He's been dressing up for 40 minutes.
Rajdeep decided the ball must outswing this morning. This is
the first right.
Rajdeep, have you got your breakfast? I think that's the bigger question.
Yeah, somebody has to get Rajdeep breakfast.
You see, my producer
cookies in the morning, Rajdeep. How is this going to work?
My producer,
you mentioned strawberries and you're eating cookies.
You know, my producer Samkhya Edamarku asked me late night, "Khaoge kya?" So I said, "Get me idlis." He's stuck with biscuits. This is the problem. But look, the fact is, the reason I was troubled is because in the northeast you get great breakfast. You know, people in Shillong, they told me something interesting. You eat a lot in the morning because you're not sure when you're going to come back home. When you go out, you know, you're driving a long way, you're walking for a long over long stretches, and unlike many other parts of the country, you won't see too many dhabas, you know, as you're going up the hills.
No, but the one big difference is my dad was posted in the northeast multiple times growing up, and at that time the infrastructure in Tawang, Arunachal, different places in Assam, the Tezpur, the infrastructure was abysmal. The one big change that we've seen since 2014 is the rapid development, Kaushik can bear me out on this, of public physical infrastructure which didn't exist, which just changes the whole face of the northeast. Places which used to take 3 or 4 days to reach to, you can now reach in a matter of a few hours. And that, I think, is the most significant achievement of the BJP government in the northeast, and that comes up for test. Do people in Tripura, for example, feel the same way? Remember, the party had a vote share of only about 1.5%, and Rajdeep, very rarely have there been occasions in global political history where a party goes from 1.5% to 43% in a matter of one election. That is historic. Was that a fluke? Can they repeat it? We'll find out in a matter of a couple of hours.
Very interesting. One of the architects less known is Sunil Deodhar.
Of course.
Sunil Deodhar comes from my part of the country, comes from Maharashtra, and it's interesting, he was sent by the RSS and the BJP to Tripura sometime around 2014, soon after the BJP won the Lok Sabha elections. And he started from district level, and he said the first big challenge was to remove the fear factor. Because in Tripura, the left was in power for 20 years. They had their own almost strong local militias, if you want to call it. And it was very difficult to convince people to openly come out and challenge the left. He said once the fear factor was gone, then we tapped the Congress voters. And they went from family to family, building the party. And quite remarkably, by 2018, they had won the election. Unfortunately, Sunil Deodhar actually became a casualty of power politics. Once the party was in power, Biplab Dev became a chief minister. Sunil Deodhar had to make his exit and has now moved to Andhra Pradesh.
I'll tell you a story, and if you ever speak to Home Minister Amit Shah, he recounts it with great passion, because it's a story which tells you how the BJP developed in a place like Tripura, which was a citadel of the left. When he went there the first time and he wanted to do a sabha, very few people came out, and one of them was actually the lady who was the cleaning lady at the BJP headquarters, who went on, I don't want to name her, but went on to become a local strong leader, because they just couldn't, Kaushik, find anybody else. There was such fear of the left that nobody wanted to be associated with the BJP. So they actually took the cleaning lady in the BJP office in Agartala and over a period of time developed her into a local leader. Anupam Mishra joins us from the BJP office at Agartala. Anupam, we'll know in a few hours from now whether the victory of 2018 was a fluke or do the people of Tripura want the lotus to bloom again?
Exactly, Rahul, and I was hearing Sunil Devdar's contribution, and last time I was here, and there's a trivia that there was a call center started by BJP before the elections under the leadership of Sunil Devdar, and the call center was hidden from the eyes of CPM. That was the terror that BJP has seen at that time. But right now, in this time, BJP is working quite heavily on the ground, and especially I was speaking with BJP and as well as Tripura Motha. The tribal vote share, which is around 30%, and interestingly, Tripura Motha is also admitting that this time BJP will get tribal vote share quite well, and BJP is also quite confident that they will also get a tribal vote bank apart from that 70% Bengali population vote share. And right now it's quite happening in front of BJP party office in Agartala, where a special puja is being performed here, and this shows that they are quite confident about their win, and they have already prepared everything. They are also preparing thousands of laddus beside a sweet shop, and now they have just been performed this special puja, Tripur Sundari Puja. So the quite happening thing which we are looking into, which we are witnessing, is only happening in BJP party office, not in Tripura Motha or not in.
No, but that then raises the question: did Pradyut Debarman make a mistake? He's a very colourful character, the erstwhile scion of the Tripura kingdom, does fantastic mimicry, enjoys, having a good party, which is all fantastic. But did he, in this case, he's got about 51% of the tribal vote, according to the India Today Access My India poll.